Please welcome to the stage Gigi Wong and Thea Earle.
Hello, everybody. This is the final stretch, the last session of our amazing conference. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Thea, and this is Gigi. So let me ask you a question. When was the last time you bought something online? Did you add anything extra to your cart to qualify for free shipping? Or was it an impulse purchase with that handy Prime account? Either way, time, cost, these all play important factors that determine whether or not someone is going to buy. Shipping isn't just about delivery. The impact of it is felt so much earlier. When you're browsing the website, and then when you're at checkout, entering your credit card details, and then fast forward to delivery. Did it arrive on time? Was it what you wanted? Today, Gigi and I are going to go over the brand new feature, Shipping Profiles, the new Delivery Profile API, the amazing opportunities that we see for our partner community, as well as the merchant rollout plan.
Thanks, Thea. So for merchants, it hasn't always been easy to set and communicate shipping rates to customers at checkouts. And for customers, you never want to be surprised by what you see for shipping at checkout. But what's the problem? If merchants know what they want to charge, why can't they translate that all the way to checkout for their customers? So that's because shipping rates not only depend on the weight of the cart or the total price of the cart, which is what we currently offer, but also depends on the distance it has to travel, the shipping service they use to ship that package, and also the type of products those customers are buying. Shipping rates by product has been an ask merchants have long been asking for. And natively, we don't do a good job at serving them. We know that partners like yourself have been addressing this problem area for a long time. But for merchants who don't use your services, what they've ended up doing is building up these long and complicated hacks in their shipping settings. And they're really long and complicated. If you've never seen them, just look it up. Look up per product shipping, maybe Shopify in there too. And you'll see how complicated they can get. And with that, what customers end up seeing is sometimes still the wrong rate, or worse off, no rates at all, meaning they're blocked from buying their order. Yesterday, Lindsay announced that we'll be launching shipping profiles to address these problems. And what that means is, with shipping profiles, now merchants and our partners can set up shipping rates based on product variants and locations. So you can charge a little more for your fragile products and a little less for the rest of your products. Not only that, you can also restrict the places some of these products are shipped to. So think about regulated goods or goods that you can't ship with certain carriers. In addition to that, you can also set them up by location. So when you're shipping from your warehouse, you can offer a certain set of shipping rates. But then when you're shipping from your drop shipper, I'm saying shipping a lot. When you're shipping from your drop shipper, you can offer another set of shipping rates. That way you're covering all your shipping costs across the board. So this means less headaches, hopefully a lot less headaches, less workarounds, and more clarity and control over what you want to charge for shipping. We'll take a look at what this looks like. So in the profile, you have a set of products. And with these products, based on where you're shipping from, you can set up where you want to ship to with zones and how much you want to charge with rates. And this is all within this specific profile. At launch, existing shops will carry one profile which will carry their current shipping zones and rates for all their products. For new merchants who are opening up a new shop, they'll get a new default profile with default rates and default zones and rates, which I just said. But what does this look like in practice? I'm going to use coffee as an example because we realize that's something Thea and I both really adore. So let's say, hypothetically, we have a merchant called Parkway Coffee. And what they do is they roast their beans in-house, which means they store them in the warehouse, they fulfill them, and they ship them from their San Francisco location. And they currently offer free shipping on all their orders. So no matter if a customer is ordering 1 bag of beans or 3 bags of beans, they know they'll see free shipping. Same with the merchants, so there's no surprises. But let's just say this merchant wants to expand the product catalog, which is very common. What they do is they want to add glass coffee makers into their store. With this, they want to be able to charge a bit more for shipping because they're fragile and because they may need more packaging, more special handling, and maybe some shipping insurance as well. So with that, they want to charge for shipping. So what they'll do now is go into shipping settings, go and create a new profile by selecting the products they want, which are the glass coffee makers. They'll choose where they want to ship to and how much they want to charge. And with this, customers who are buying beans, coffee beans, will only get free shipping, and customers who are buying coffee makers will get the $5 standard shipping rates. And in the event that someone buys both a bag of beans and a glass coffee maker, we'll now be able to group and consolidate that into a single rate, something that Thea is going to jump into later on in the talk. And one last thing, I did mention shipping profiles also serve for locations. What this means is, say Parkway Coffee wants to start addressing the Canadian markets. And with that, they open up a new location in Toronto. So they want to be able to serve, let's say, Canadian customers, rates that are generated from the Toronto location, and then with the customers in the United States, shipping rates generated from the San Francisco location. And currently, they cannot do that. So similar to products, they'll go into shipping settings, go into that profile, and now they'll be able to split up these locations so that for each location, they can set different zones of where they want to ship to and different rates of how much they want to charge. This also parallels with the announcement of multi-location inventory last year. Now that you can track inventory across locations, you can also use different shipping origins to generate rates at checkout by these locations. Meaning, if you're using app or carrier service rates, you're now able to calculate the actual distance between where you're shipping from and where you're shipping to. Because right now, even if you have 5 locations, you can only use 1 location to do that. So, no matter if shops are adding more products to their catalog, or they're starting to fulfill from different locations for these products, they're now able to get better control over the shipping at checkout.
Giving merchants the tools they need to power smooth, accurate shipping is really important to Shopify, as you can tell. Whether this is solved natively in Shopify or with added functionality like through an app. So giving our partner community robust API tools to help power smooth shipping, fulfillment, and delivery experiences is really good for our merchants and their customers. As we know, good shipping experiences means that a customer is more likely to come back and shop again. So as Gigi described, now a merchant can create a shipping profile with product and location settings. Before, we had the Shipping Zone REST API, which was read-only. Today, we're introducing the new Delivery Profile API, which gives our partner community the ability to create shipping profiles on behalf of merchants. What's really exciting is that shipping profiles is the very first feature using this API, but we have new delivery methods coming up soon. As you may have heard yesterday at the retail main stage, Arpon introduced Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, which uses this brand new API as well. And we're also going to be building pickup points in the near future. Okay, let's unpack the Delivery Profile API. It's powered by GraphQL, which you've heard a lot about over the past few days as well. It allows partners to create shipping profiles via the API. And for merchants that are fulfilling from multiple locations, we need to make sure that order routing worked as well. We've also introduced a new tool called rate consolidation, What this means, if there's multiple items in the cart spanning multiple profiles, we needed a way to handle that at checkout. So GraphQL. The Delivery Profile API is going to be introduced as a GraphQL exclusive API. What we're really excited about is that with this API, you'll be able to get all the information you need across multiple resources in a single call. This way, you get streamlined responses without any of that extra data. On the shipping profile side, we've been chatting with our partner community about this, and there's some immediate fixes that they're excited about and when they get to start using the new Delivery Profile API. One of our partners we've been chatting with is the Printful team. So thank you so much for helping us along the way. So before the Delivery Profile API was available, merchant goes, installs Printful. They do all the setup on onboarding. But when it comes to shipping, they actually had to leave the app and navigate to the Shopify admin to finish setup, which is not a great experience and caused a lot of support debt. But now, with the Delivery Profile API, Printful can create shipping profiles on behalf of merchants. So if we think about our coffee roaster example, they want to start selling custom mugs. Now when they install Printful, they'll upload their logo, choose the mugs, and behind the scenes, Printful will create a profile. So now the merchant can decide if they want to choose to charge a different rate for shipping these mugs, or perhaps restrict shipping to certain locations. The merchant doesn't have to do anything themselves. Another app that we've been speaking to is the free shipping pop-up app. With the new API, they can easily check the rate configurations for the app, because what this app does is it tells the buyer how much more they need to spend in order to qualify for free shipping. So now, instead of having to store the entire product catalog and all of the individual rates, they can simply call the shipping profile. These are just a few of the examples that we're excited about. But with the Delivery Profile API, there's a lot more opportunity for seamless integrated experiences. So on the automatic configuration side, so that's great for onboarding, but that's also great for ongoing optimization. That way shipping rates aren't static and like set and forget. You can optimize them further. There's also improved efficiency. And the feature that I'm most excited about is that shipping profiles are available to all merchants, regardless of their plan type. Unlike the Carrier Service API, which is restricted by Shopify plan. So now if you have an app that's using this API, you can access the entire Shopify merchant base. So on order routing, this is really meant for shops that fulfill from multiple locations. With order routing, we take into consideration a shop's locations, their shipping rules or the profiles that they've set up, the inventory levels of the items that are being purchased, and we also look at the fulfillment priority list. So if we look at an example, this shop sells from the East Coast and the West Coast, and say the priority was on the West Coast, but that happens to be out of stock. What we'll do at checkout is we'll automatically detect that and then calculate shipping based on the East Coast location. This way, the merchant doesn't unintentionally lose money on shipping, and they're still able to make the sale. And then what happens if there's more than one item in the cart spanning multiple profiles? Rate consolidation is a method of grouping rates at checkout when products have different rules. So we'll look at a simple example that Gigi alluded to earlier. In this case, the buyer is buying a bag of coffee beans, and then they're going to get their glass coffee maker. And of course, we heard the glass coffee maker is a little bit more fragile, costs more to ship. So behind the scenes, we're going to add the rates together. They're both called standard shipping, showing that one rate to the customer at checkout, which is $5. We've also built this functionality to extend to carrier rates as well. So for example, the USPS is powering rates for both of these profiles. We can ship with USPS Priority Mail and Priority Mail Express. And for example, perhaps they're buying a bag of coffee beans and then a mug from Printful. We'll add the rates together and then show those single rates to the customer at checkout. This is streamlined. Something important to note for your app, however, is if there are multiple items in the cart spanning multiple profiles, there could be multiple permutations, so multiple calls to your app. So now the delivery profile of API is available, we have 2 asks of you. And we definitely recognize that the first one is not a small one. But with the new API, if you have an app that's using the Shipping Zone REST API, please migrate your app. This way you get added more functionality as well. We also have another ask, which is a little bit more exciting, which is build new functionality. Now that you have access to a shop shipping settings, there's so much more that you have access to. I'll get into more ideas in a moment. In terms of rollout, the API is now available in developer preview today. If you have questions on how to access that, we can chat about that afterwards. We also have a very robust getting started guide, which goes through all the API specs and all the different scenarios. We have plans to start rolling this out to merchants in July. So what does that mean? There's going to be a brand new settings page for shipping, and which will include shipping profiles. However, it's going to be a staggered rollout, and this is going to be backwards compatible. So if a merchant is using an app that uses the Shipping Zone REST API, everything will work as intended. When a merchant starts using shipping profiles, we'll give them a flag to make sure that the app they have installed and the profiles that they're about to use are compatible. We'll also have more documentation on how to handle that afterwards. So in terms of the opportunities, this is the part that I'm more jazzed about, because the first one is marketing. There's a lot of opportunity when it comes to marketing and shipping. Merchants often use shipping as an incentive in their marketing campaigns. So wouldn't it be neat if a merchant could schedule a shipping profile to coincide with a campaign that they're running? And if we think about something that's coming up just around the corner, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, did you know it's only 162 days away? It's soon. This could be a great opportunity for a merchant to say, I'm going to offer free 2-day shipping on my hot ticket item, and then automatically revert to their previous shipping rules after the sale is over. On the other side, there's a lot of merchants that have very large product CSVs. So it'd be neat if there was an app that could automatically create profiles based on product characteristics, maybe inventory levels. These are just a few ideas. And of course, advanced settings. Now that you have more access and profiles are a lot more robust in terms of handling multiple locations, multiple products, there's a lot more that Shopify will not support offer out of the box, and that there's a lot more room for our app partners to take advantage of. So a recap. We know that shipping drives conversion. When we have a poor shipping experience, that can sometimes not result in a sale. But with this, the shipping profiles, merchants will have an opportunity to show their accurate rates at checkout. The delivery profile API is available now in the dev preview, along with the getting started guide. We thank you so much in advance for migrating your apps, and as well as continuing to build incredible shipping experiences for our merchants. If you have any questions, we're going to answer a few in the Q&A, but we'll also have myself and Gigi and the rest of the shipping team available to talk more about this afterwards. Thank you so much.
I read your answer. All right, so from Zan, apologize if I mispronounced the name. Will Shopify be expanding the conditions offering to build more complex matching?
What type of conditions are you looking for? Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the rates are going to be all the same, like as you said before, it's either carrier, price, or weight in this iteration. We've also been hearing the request for item-based shipping, so no promises on timeline, but definitely collecting all of those requests.
And just to add to that, so even though it may not be exact solve of what you want for the combination, perhaps instead you can explore just grabbing those items into a separate profile. But
Natively, yes. Yes. I think there's workarounds to have it.
yeah, let's chat later. All right. And from John, do you have any plans to narrow the resolution of locations from countries and provinces to something more specific? Like, for example, town or city?
We have zip code on the list of things to start supporting as well, but I don't think we have a time on that.
Yeah, I don't believe we're time, but definitely priority.
Yes.
Yes. So keep you posted, John. From Tom, are there plans to support, I should have just read that in advance. Support postal codes and shipping profiles. This is a huge issue for many UK merchants at the moment. Yes, Tom, I've also spoken to many merchants in the UK in the way that they want to split up the regions, and mentioned earlier, definitely something we're looking at. Anonymous,
Benoit, are you taking notes?
yeah, he's typing. If a product can only be attached to one profile, then you have to create a ton of profiles capturing every possible collections of countries. Frowny face. Sorry, period, frowny face. If a product can only be attached to one profile, then you have to create a ton of profiles capturing every possible collection of countries.
You do.
Okay.
Known?
Okay, yes. Sorry, my bad, I didn't understand that properly. From Jesse, can priorities be set on profiles to allow for something like if product X is in a cart, then it overrides shipping to be free?
Not in the admin, but that would be a great app. That do that. Advanced shipping rules?
Yeah.
I'm looking at a few right now.
Maybe, perhaps not the initial. From Patrick, do you need to add products to profiles individually? Right now is individual. Looking for confirmation, yes. Yeah, right now is individual for the time being. Can you use an app to bulk add them?
Eventually, once there's ones that's built.
Yes. Perfect. So that's a yes through API.
And as soon as a product is added, it's added to the default profile. So if you want to move it, that would also be a good app example.
Thanks for letting us relay questions to you. From Leanne, will we be able to choose the order of shipping options? No.
It's set in the same way as it is today.
No. But let's chat later, Leanne, wherever you are. I want to hear more about what you're thinking about the order. Let me see that more came in now that we have just a couple minutes. I think this one is new. Anonymous, can you create, let's say, 15 profiles for each country and assign each individual product to specific countries it's allowed to ship to? I need to unpack that a bit. Same with the developers, apparently. Or, since it's anonymous, why don't you come and talk to us? Yeah. I think that's it. If I did miss any, I'm just toggling between the tabs. Just, come up to us, myself or Thea, or if George and Ben, who's one of our developers and PM on the team, to chat as well.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thanks all.